Hi, welcome to Inner Power Training. Today, I want to talk about spiritual awakening. It's something that we came here to experience, I do believe. We're all different. We're all going through different journeys. Some of us are going to delay it. Some of us are going to have an awakening when we're young. I've met young people that woke up when they were very young. And something happened to me in my 20s that shifted my consciousness, and I thought it happened to everyone. But I've since learned at this stage of my life, it doesn't. But I've read an awful lot of books by mystics, gurus, spiritual people. I've dug deeply into the teachings of many of these people that had that massive aha moment. And what I've learned is if you can figure out what you need to do in order to align yourself with your higher self, you will find inner peace, which will get rid of the fear of death, for one thing. That's the basis of all of our fears, fear of death. As a crew member, when I, after 15 years, said, I'm not afraid of flying anymore, and I realized, it was all consciousness, what I attracted, be it good or bad. And if I kept my thought focused on all my trips being good and harmonious, I would be redirected if I wasn't supposed to be on a certain trip, or I would be on the airplane that was having a good time. That's usually how it worked out. So you get rid of your fears. And when you go into that level of consciousness, we call the fifth dimension, the Christ consciousness, you can't be depressed anymore because you've always got a solution. You can get bored sometimes because you're hanging out in the 3D world with 3D people who don't get it, but you're the one who can interject the higher frequency, the solutions. But don't be obnoxious and tell people what to say or do or think all the time because they don't want to hear it. Sometimes you can just quietly be present and it will shift the energy because that's how it works. It's all energy, frequencies, vibrations, consciousness. We live in a mental universe. And you will no longer be a victim. You won't have that victim mindset when you wake up because you'll realize you have sovereignty. And I'm not talking about 3D sovereignty but it includes the 3D in that if you are aligned with your higher self and you truly believe that the solution is yours and you have a clear conscience and you have clear intentions and you know that things will work out harmoniously, they absolutely will. And you'll see things get rearranged, miracles happen, people will call you and make an offer, or if you're looking for a place to live like that, the right place shows up immediately. You don't have to go hunt down, 100 different places to find the right one. Everything is aligned when you're living at that level of consciousness. So do the work on yourself. Find a path that works for you. I love the teachings of Jesus, who I believe came here as a higher being. We call him the Son of God, but we're all children of God. And he tried to tell us that. He tried to tell us that we could do the same things he's doing. He was a master teacher. He knew how to manipulate the 3D world and bend reality. He could walk on water. He could turn water into wine. He could disappear in the crowds. He could turn, a few fish and loaves of bread into enough to feed the multitude. He could do amazing things. You can do the same things. It's just that we have been conditioned and programmed to not be able to do these things. If you want to have a deep conversation with me about it, or you have a problem that you're trying to resolve, if you talk to someone who's been there, done that, like that, you can get results. Every now and then in my life, I had to call someone who was really digging into the teachings of metaphysics, spirituality, and I would get an instantaneous solution. You can do the same thing. Go to my website, rebeccatripp.com, and you'll see what I offer. I have, of course, the Mega Manifestation Method, Metaphysics Made Easy. I have 3 books. And if you want to break out of the spell that we all live under when we're just 3D people and break through to the next dimension and start becoming a co-creator, check out my website and give me a call.